Real quick social studies lesson for you. There are three branches of government. The executive, that's the president. The executive branch, that's the president and his cabinet. You have the legislative branch, which is the House of Representatives and the Senate. And then you have the judicial branch. That's the Supreme Court and the courts below them. But the mainstream media has been installed as the fourth branch of government in this country. The mainstream media, or as I call them, the Ministry of Propaganda, well, they now run what you see are issues not only in this country, but in the world. All the television stations and all the newspapers print the same thing, the same marching orders, the same talking points. The only way that you can bust out of the matrix of this one-story world is to actually do your own research. You're the one that's ultimately going to have to figure out on your own what's going on. Starting in the late 50s and 60s, all the major networks, well, they all started presenting the same stories with a little different twist, and some did do in-depth journalism. But as the 80s and 90s progressed on, multiple news networks were consolidated down into just a few networks. And those few networks were whittled down to smaller and smaller and smaller numbers of multinational corporations that own large, not only news, but media sources along with cable and now newspapers. So if you're a company and you own 150 stations across America, they all have the same marching orders, and of course they all tell the same story. You're not getting the real news. You're getting the news as it's given to the propaganda ministry by the executive branch, i.e. the president, his cabinet. You're getting reported on what's happening in the judicial branch. Well, you're getting told exactly what the courts say by the news media. A news media that reports only what they want you to hear. And the legislative branch that uses the news media as a pick to keep someone else from taking their seats while in Washington or in the state capitals across America. The mainstream media is now the fourth branch of the government. If you think I'm wrong, debate me on the topic, because I know I'm right.